In custody and in a Waukesha County courtroom
Court calls 23 CF 2065, State of Wisconsin versus Paul Vinson.
sits the driver deputies say led them on a high-speed chase and crash last December.
Waukesha County Sheriff in pursuit of a silver Jaguar.
After reaching speeds of up to 100 miles an hour, prosecutors say Paul Vinson crashed this silver Jaguar on Gulf Road in Delafield, killing 2 of his sons. 4 others, including 2 other kids, hurt. Vinson faces 18 charges, including homicide, gun charges, and more.
Court will accept the defendant's not guilty pleas to the 18 charges as outlined in the information.
While these charges stem from the chase and crash, records show Vinson has been dodging traffic tickets and charges for a decade. Records 12 News Investigates uncovered show he was ticketed and charged with driving on a suspended license roughly a dozen times in 6 counties, including Waukesha, where the chase and crash happened. Records show each time he received a traffic ticket and each time he didn't pay.
At what point is he not even supposed to be on the road at all?
He shouldn't be on the road after he was caught the first time and he has a suspended license.
Waukesha deputies chased Vinson the morning after the sheriff called the crash tragic. His defense attorney couldn't answer questions regarding his driving record.
He was suspended for 12-ish times, depending if you count charges or court cases. Is that correct?
I don't know. Haven't looked into that yet.
Okay. It seems that he was flying under the radar, but was still driving.
Okay. I don't know. I have no information on that.
Wisconsin State Patrol reviewed his driving record and found he didn't have a driver's license at the time of the crash. In fact, Vinson never had a license. But court records show he wasn't originally ticketed for operating without a license. His first operating while suspended charge came in 2013. Driving while suspended is a civil forfeiture in Wisconsin, basically a traffic ticket with no jail time attached to it. And it doesn't matter if it's suspension number 1 or number 12.
Is that a flaw in the system?
It's definitely an issue with the system.
Lieutenant Nicholas Wenzel points to the legislature increasing penalties for drivers who kill or hurt someone while driving while suspended. Senator Van Wongard, a former police officer himself, says drivers know the consequences, if there are any.
There's no consequence. They're not going to jail for these. They're just getting a ticket and walking out the door and laughing.
The most recent statewide numbers show more than 83,000 licenses across the state are suspended, revoked, canceled, surrendered, or disqualified. More than 52,000 drivers were convicted of operating while suspended, the second most convicted charge in the state, only behind speeding.
Do you think these people know that if they don't show up to court, there's really no repercussion for it?
Oh, I think they figured that out after the second or third time.
Is that a loophole in the law then?
Yeah, well, that's what this is going to fix.
This, he's referring to a new bill he authored aiming to add criminal charges to driving while suspended, revoked, or without a license. The bill would add misdemeanor charges to anyone caught driving while suspended or revoked and add misdemeanor charges the second time someone is caught without a license. Wangard believes it will help curb reckless driving.
This is really scary stuff. You shouldn't have to worry about having your kids out in a residential neighborhood on the sidewalk playing and somebody coming through at 80 miles an hour. It just shouldn't happen.
Not everyone is on board. The ACLU of Wisconsin says it would criminalize a large number of Wisconsinites for conduct unrelated to reckless driving. ACLU says the top reason people have revoked or suspended licenses is due to not paying ticket debt, which is true according to DOT numbers. It's also the same reason Paul Vinson's other tickets remained a civil forfeiture and never landed him in jail until that deadly December chase and crash. James Stratton, WISN 12 News.